I was tempted to have boyfriends because I just wanted to feel cool like others.
Girls were going astray.
But since I learned something in the world starts with me.
Nothing that can hinder me from being an engineer, from being a doctor.
We now have a limited number of school dropouts.
Breaking the chains of backwardness, FAWEU meets the girls to school. Arise, let your candle light, girl child of Africa. FAWEU will lift you high.
Before, I was tempted to have boyfriends because I just wanted to feel cool like others feel. I wanted to also be accepted in a peer group.
Indeed, peer influence has both negative and positive impact, including making personal decisions that determine one's destination. But guidance from an informed source can change one's mindset. For Kumron Sarah, a student at Gamatui Girls Secondary School in Kapchora has since pulled out of a relationship after she was equipped with adequate information on the risks involved if one engages in early relationships.
Since I learned something in the world starts with me, I knew from there that is not what I want in life. And
for Sarah, the restricted traditional cultural norms and the silence on the part of the parents to discuss issues of sexuality with their children at an early age creates a gap so crucial in the understanding of body changes and how to go about them.
In my culture, it is so hard for a parent to open up things to do with sexuality to, let's say, growing girl like me. They will say she's teaching her already. Even if the parent is telling you to stop doing it, the person will say, okay, now my parent is telling me, so I should start doing that. So they kind of keep aside and they give the responsibility to teachers, like they fear telling their children about sexuality.
It's difficult to break into tradition and start discussing issues of sexuality with children, as we often find it a difficult matter when it comes to the African culture, as Canon Margaret Malinga asserts.
It hasn't been the culture of you, a parent, directly talking to your child about, like in our culture. As a parent, I can't talk directly to my child about sex, other than maybe an aunt who can talk to that child.
Having observed that there is silence on part of the parents to discuss body changes and sexuality with the young people, a Pan-African non-governmental organization, Forum for African Women Educationalists, Uganda chapter FAWEU, devised means to close the gap. A project on adolescent sexual reproductive health awareness creation has been implemented in the eastern districts of Kumi, Palisa, Manwafwa, Butaleja, and Kapchora. This was following a research that indicated that the rate of girls dropping out of school in these particular districts was going high due to early pregnancies and marriages, as well as absenteeism from school during menstruation periods. Olivia Nantume is a FAWEU program officer and explains FAWEU's objective of implementing the Adolescent Sexual Reproductive Health Project.
FAWEU is an organization that was established to promote the girl-child education in the country. You realize that girls have many problems that they face, especially when I talk about problems, I'll talk about menstruation, whereby when a girl is in periods, they take like 5 days off. Some of them fear to come to school because of the many problems that they face at school. The environment sometimes are not so definite for them. But with the program, the attendance has improved. They are able to manage their periods. They are able to understand that this is an element of growing up.
The Adolescent Sexual Reproductive Health Project has steered the formation of an Adolescent Sexual Reproductive Health Club. A teacher is appointed as the club patron and is trained to equip students with skills and knowledge to subsequently support the young people. She is charged with assisting the young people better manage the discussion content for the day, as well as planning and scheduling club activities.
What do you mean by the word sex? Don't fear, we are learning. Yes, Younger?
This is when a man and a woman met.
Very good. First she says, it is when a man and a woman met. Clap for her.
I have been able to learn how I can control in my menstrual periods, and nowadays I know how to do that when if I'm in primary 5 and I have not started it, because some of the people are not educated outside. So I tell them, I help them what they are supposed to do when they have menstruation periods.
Messages are developed in form of poems, music, dance and drama in an entertaining and informative way.
AIDS, the killer disease, the enemy of our life, the cause of suffering. Oh, no AIDS. Where is my father, mother, brother and sisters? I am lonely, lonely, lonely. Dear youngsters, let us fight AIDS by abstaining.
All the boys stay safe from sex. All the boys stay safe from sex. AIDS is a killer, pregnancy a monster. All the boys stay safe from sex.
This is to supplement the information, education and communication materials, including newsletters, booklets, t-shirts, among others, provided for empowerment and life skills development among the young children. A toll-free call-back line was also put in place in partnership with Naguru Teenage and Information Center for the young people to call and consult on adolescent sexual reproductive health problematic issues of concern. During the club meetings, each individual member freely shares the challenges they encounter and seek for solutions. Different girls have experienced different challenges, and solutions are suggested by club members.
I was tempted by certain boys that if you don't play sex, your vagina will rust. I told him that it's not the right time. This is time for books, not the right time. You rather wait for a right time.
As I was in primary 7, I had a boyfriend. He loved me very much as a friend, but now time came whereby he began asking me for sex. I saw that, I was in my vac. I saw that it wasn't good for me to go in for it at I was preparing to go in secondary school. So my friends advised me not to go in for that because it was bad. As time came, I reached senior 1. Senior 1, I tried to talk to my new friends in senior 1. They advised me not to go in for it. As I reached senior 2, the FAWEU program also came in. I also asked them. They also told me the same things which my friends told me. They taught me so very many things that it's not bad to live without a boyfriend.
For 16-year-old Catherine Nahuha, the chairperson of Adolescent Sexual Reproductive Health Club at Bubulo Girls High School, she confesses that the challenge facing young girls is the advances they receive time and again from old men, as she shares her experience.
There is a boy who wanted to fall in love with me, but he would fear to tell me. He would just send a friend of mine like this, so that friend could come and tell me, but I was not interested. By then I was in my P7 vacation. I was not aware of anything because I would get guidance and counseling from school, and my parents were some people who would fear to tell me that this is supposed to be done like this, you're not supposed to engage in relationships, so they would somehow fear to tell me such things. So I would get the advice from my teachers at school. Now when I was in my P7 vacation, I got access to that temptation. So when the girl came, I told her I was not ready. As peers, you'll say, I'll lose my friend. So I said, my dear, let me first say. So I first kept that thing at heart.
Catherine Nahuha is not alone.
A man came to me when I was chased out of school to go for food money. In that he told me he is able to care for me, give me my food money, and I'll be living with him. So I told him immediately, it is better I die instead of you caring for me as if my parents are not there.
The girls under the program are proud that they are now empowered and are ably dealing with the challenge of advances head-on, since they have acquired skills of assertiveness and decision-making.
Every girl, so long as she has started her menstruation period, she can get pregnant once she's engaged in sexual intercourse with any man. So I know that I should control myself, because once I get pregnant at this early age of mine, because I've not yet grown, mostly like the reproductive parts, maybe I'll not be able to produce because I'm still young. So this program is helping me to maintain myself, and I value my body, not to give it to any man.
This world starts with me. There was a girl in that program who got pregnant when she was still at school. It looked so bad and she was ever worried. So it doesn't look nice when you're pregnant until you're at school. You have to protect yourself until the right time comes.
What I can do best is tell the person to hold on. That is because I'm still at school.
The challenges of sexual advances are not limited to girls alone. Boys too are facing the same. For Kenneth Osauro, he dropped out of school while in primary 4 after a girl made an advance on him.
I remember when I was in primary 4, I went back home. I left studies. And there was a girl who was deceiving me that you marry me. And the girl took all my minds. I followed his advice. That she's now giving me good advice. But when I met with my teachers, the teachers asked me that, please, why you are not at school? I said that I have problems.
All the time he could think about his girlfriend. He could think of arrangements to bring the girl. And even the behavior had changed completely. You know, somebody who's now aiming at marrying looks at himself like a big man and a mature person, who doesn't want to be ruled anymore. So having realized that there was need for him to come back to school, he had to change his behavior slowly, based on the guidance that we had rendered to him and the counseling.
Teachers in the schools where the program is being implemented testify that the number of child dropouts has since gone down, and cases of pregnancy are gradually becoming a thing of the past.
We now have a limited number of school dropouts, because in the past we had very many of them getting pregnant, dropping out of school, but at least we have a minimum number. For example, for the whole of 2010 we had none dropping, 2011 we had none, then this year we had 3, but those ones came from other schools. They came with their pregnancies already.
When I took over the school, we had the least number of girls. Actually, it was a ratio of 1 to 3. We had a minimum number of girls. But today, after creating awareness, at least a number of the girls complete senior 4. A case in point is the present senior 4s. We have 71 candidates sitting. But out of 71, 30 are girls. The 41 are boys. But initially we would end a 4-year course with about 10, 15 girls.
Girls were going astray. So many I could hear and I could even see. But now since I became a patron and vigilant in holding meetings, we have meetings at least every week. We are on meetings. Then 3 days in a week, I have guidance and counseling for those who have problems. They come individually. So since this project started, the girls' hygiene is up. They are okay. Then so far there are no pregnancy cases registered. Now 3 years I don't hear of anything. But previously you could hear so and so has not come back. She was found to be pregnant. But as for now, there are no cases of STIs registered, no pregnancy cases, and then the girls are very assertive.
Samson Higenyi, the head teacher, Kangalaba Secondary School, says the community perception has been impacted on as there was a culture of marrying off young girls for wealth, which is slowly fading out.
Initially, majority of them dropped out because even some parents wished it. They would say, why do you continue studying when so and so is in a position to give me money. Actually, that is what was happening. Because for our community here, people just were buying out girls. After harvesting a lot of rice, getting a lot of money, we would buy out girls. But as we speak, with this awareness, at least they can say no. And why I'm saying they can say no, that is why we can have only 1 out of 30 dropping out, which wasn't the case.
The World Starts With Me e-learning program is one of the effective communication tools that was introduced to project schools. Many say it has impacted on their lives, especially when the program is projected with girls sharing their experiences as a motivation and inspiration to others in similar situations.
Like when I read the FAWEU information through the computer, I get to learn very many things, like how to create encouragement in a person who has been disillusioned. When a person gains hope with us in the club, we boast of that.
Now we have at least students coming back. Even those who had challenges, like pregnancy, they went off, married, produced, then they came back to school. Some have even started senior 4.
We as parents, we need to move from the traditional ways of understanding sexual reproductive health. Because previously our communities had a feeling, and they would actually give the impression that it was more of a taboo to talk about sexual reproductive health to your children. But today, actually, we need to take up that responsibility. And if we did that, we shall even actually save our children from being taken over.
For the program officer, FAWEU, Olivia Nantume, the technology on the computer is more appropriate for reaching out at big numbers, as well as one of the measures put in place for the schools to hold on for continuity even after the project closure.
Bringing in e-learning, the use of computer, was an element that we thought would be so practical in a way that these students get to get more stories from outside. These computers, we installed on them a program called The World Starts With Me. It has many modules for teachers as well as for the students. The computers bring on board many stakeholders in a way that we did not only provide a computer, but we also provided a projector and a screen in a way that we could bring on board many people at the same time to see the same thing. These schools are supposed to act as demonstration schools to call in other schools nearby as well as stakeholders to organize such activities, and they show the young people the stories that we installed onto that computer. And we think this is so practical because the schools have embraced it. They've even said it has helped them teach better.
The program has not been limited to schools. Communities where the project is being implemented are being reached out to.
It is helping us the more. In the community there, we have managed to analyze forced marriages. Our girls now in the village are big people in the society. In our villages, being villages, we still don't hear now forced marriages about our girls in the villages. They are now educating, and through this club, we are really happy, and we don't think of it coming to an end.
It has taught many people that you could not believe that someone cannot do certain things. You see, there are people that you can see that this one really, you cannot believe that she or he can change, but the program has made them change. We had cases of pregnancy in Kakoro High School. Girls get pregnant, like we have cases in senior 3. Last year we had one girl who got pregnant, and she switched off from school. But on learning of this, the girl previously had been a well-behaved girl, social, and had worked in class. So we took a buzzer to reach out to her. She opened up, she came back after delivery, and right now she's in senior 4 doing her senior 4 examination.
This is in addition to the inter-school debate competitions where students compete on selected topics.
Pregnant girls should be allowed and stay at school, because when these girls are sent home, most of them are harassed And we know very well when somebody is harassed, she'll get other advices, like maybe if she feels like to go and abort, she'll be just encouraged. Besides that, balanced diet. Like some of us at home, we don't have enough money to afford some of the things like foods which can provide us with proteins, carbohydrates, but at school, we have beans, those are proteins, carbohydrates, those are posho provides us with carbohydrates, but at least at home, there's none. Some parents of us they just go and drink. There's no money for buying such food. So when the girl stays at school, she'll be able to get that food from their school, which can help her in building their body and also their futures. In addition to that,
Mr. Chairperson, I would like to educate the current speaker on the first point she mentioned, that when these girls are allowed to stay in school, they get a balanced diet. First and foremost, we need to know that when we are in school, we get proteins, fine. Carbohydrates, fine. But what is a balanced diet?
Balanced diet is simply is a meal containing all food values necessary for the body.
First and then a meal containing all food values for the body include 1, carbohydrates, fats, fruits, and all of what have you. Now in this case, a school only gets proteins and only carbohydrates to cater for these young girls, which means that when these young girls are in school, they do not get a balanced diet, because first and foremost, they don't enjoy fruits, which help in the development of the brain of the baby.
Point of information. You cannot survive minus energy in your body, so you cannot live. For that case, carbohydrates and proteins are more important than fats.
Secondly,
strongly and audibly oppose the motion that pregnant girls should be allowed to stay and complete school because of the following views. First and foremost, encourages fornication. Fornication is sex before marriage or premarital sex. So therefore, these girls should be sent back home and they complete with their issues of pregnancy. Then they come back home. As my honorable said, there are chances. So you first have to go. When you lose a first chance, then you come for the second chance. Therefore, these girls should be first sent back home and they handle the issues of pregnancy. But if they are allowed to continue, they have to abort so that they also be flexible and slender as the other girls, school girls. Conclusively, I say, thereby these pregnant girls should be sent away from school with the right protocol observed. May Honor go back to the table of jury. May I resume my seat.
I was chased from school after becoming pregnant. I wish they have allowed me to complete my school. I would not be like this. I would be a doctor now. My friends are doctors now who were with me at that time. Because of that problem of chasing girls out of school because of pregnancy, that's why I'm here at this age.
Point of defense through Mr. Chairperson.
And again,
I would like to defend my various colleague who said, I want to talk about the point you said on point 1, that it is because of chasing you out of school that made you come back to school now. But I want you to mark my colleagues, my honorables' point clear. It is said that these girls should be sent home because they will have second chance. So that's the reason why you're here, because of second chance.
But do you know the time I wasted? Do you know the time I wasted? Do you know where I will be now? Do you know where I will be now?
Still need to bring the communities on board. We need to talk to them through such activities like debate and make them be part of it. We still need to go to the radio. We need to involve the parents more. They need to support the girl child. We need to involve the boys. And I'm sure if all this is done, this objective will be achieved.
But how sustainable is the project as FAWEU winds up?
Oh no, we still need that program, and it should be there, and it should last long, because it has taught me and it should teach my friends.
You begin something good and then you end like that. What impact will there be? There should be a way of finding that it is sustainable somehow. maybe the project, the project, FAWEU project can contact another project to say, we've been to such and such a place. Can you take over? So that there is continuity.
Ever since we started with the FAWEU Uganda in 2009, we have not registered any school dropout. Neither have we registered any early pregnancies in our school. So we are saying we are very grateful for the efforts that FAWEU has funded us this year for the first time ever since we started, and we are very grateful for the knowledge that they have given us, and it has made our children very free to speak to all teachers, despite the fact that most of the teachers are males and we are few female teachers. They are free and they have no fear of any teacher.
We have to plan and incorporate this program into the school work plan so that it is budgeted for and it continues benefiting the student.
Girls to school around.